of Virginia boys, but we have been to campuses all around Maryland. It's a great state. UMBC has some great accommodations here. So these young ladies out here are definitely going to have the prime time advantage of using these facilities here at UMBC Stadium.
Number 24.
As they go through the starting lineups and the lineups in general here, we are glad to have you with us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in Maryland.
Rendition of our nation's anthem. And as Veterans Day just passed this past week, as I said before, I want to thank you all for serving our country, all the veterans out there, past and present. I know I have a lot of family members that have been in the armed forces, and Ben, I'm sure you have too. So it's always good to hear the nation's anthem every single ball game. Give a little bit of remembrance of the veterans that have served past and present.
Couldn't have said it better myself, partner, as we are getting ready to go underway here again. We're glad to bring you this on the MPSSAA network. The girls 1A state title game.
As the Brunswick Railroaders coming out on the field, they're ready to go. Manchester Valley, as you heard on our crowd mic, just got their cheer out. Now they're jogging out in the field.
Here we go.
Looks like the Mavericks will take this kickoff first in this first half. 40 minutes to go. 40 minutes in each half. And here we go. Brunswick Railroaders getting their cheers going again. Their boys got it done. Let's see if their girls can get it done. 1A state championships, girls division, ready to rock and roll. Here you go, Ben.
Moving from left to right on your screen. The Mavericks from right to left in the white uniforms, Brunswick in the maroon and gold. As they check with the goalies, make sure they're ready. Our goalies tonight, Emily Gutierrez, the keeper for the Railroaders. Olivia Kite, the keeper for Manchester Valley. A little bit of delay here.
Again, we want to thank you all for listening to the MPSSAA broadcast of the state tournament in the great state of Maryland in the soccer. Boys and girls today. 4 total games. Ben Simpson doing a great job on play-by-play. I'm doing color for this game. And then Brittany Callahan, the famous Brittany Callahan, past state championship winner in Virginia. She will be in studio to help us out with the next 2 games on our broadcast. I hope you all stay tuned for those good ones.
And we are underway here after the brief delay. The Mavericks will control the ball to start the game off, working along the near sideline. Alex Carhart, and number 1, she sends it back to Warzinski. Again, as we go along, we'll give you some more of the players to watch. Alex Eckenrod, a big factor in this one. Also, Sydney Swain.
A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, the scoreboard clock is official. The scoreboard clock is keeping
and as we remind the fans that the clock on the scoreboard is going to be the official time, so that is what we will follow as well. As we are, again, a few minutes underway here. Ball ends up on the near sideline, sent ahead by Brunswick. Number 17 there, Dara Demich, one going to be a big name to watch in this game.
Dara Demich, 27 goals in the season, as we said in our pregame, Ben. It's a good thing we're pointing her out because you're going to see a lot of her today.
The Mavericks try to send it up along the left sideline here. Ends up back in the hands of Brunswick. Trying to make her run. Lizzie Colson, number 2. The freshman striker.
We've seen a lot of freshmen today. A lot of young talent around the state of Maryland.
Mavericks try to control it in midfield. Sent up by Carhart. Sent back away by Brunswick as they work along the far sideline. Taken by Stephanie Colson, number 10, Alex Eckenrod. As Eckenrod will control it. Dara Demich tries to help her out. Taken away by the Mavericks. Demich wanted a call there by the ref. Her prayers and wishes were not answered.
Good play right there.
Manchester Valley throw-in.
For Brunswick, just kicking the ball out. You want to be safe with it.
Throw in for the Mavericks along the far sideline. They sent it just in front of the box, taken away and kicked away by Nicole Iben. Recognize that name as well. For Brunswick, we were able to watch and call the boys' game. Of course, Demich, the twin sister of her brother Drew. Not bad having 2 twins be in the state championship games for their respective teams. As Brunswick tries to control with Eckenrod along the left, she'll have to send it back towards midfield. As they now send it ahead, have a little set here. If they could send the the offensive player up there. Nicole Parsons had controlled it, but sent away.
So far, no possession has been held by either team for more than a few seconds.
36-35 remaining here in the first half of play. Just underway, still no scores. That ball sent ahead, trying to get it on the Mavericks, but it goes into the hands of the keeper, Gutierrez. Able to pounce on that one. Good look as they try to have Stephanie Colson make a little run for that. Also involved on that play, Abby Dosh, number 20.
Colson had that shot. Just a little bit too weak. Didn't get the right foot on if she wanted to. Still a good opportunity, though, for the Mavericks.
Now on the attack are the Railroaders. All by herself in front of the net. Takes a shot and misses. Good look for Demich. Some contact was felt. No call.
A little bit more than some, Mr. Simpson. That was a complete takedown. I'm surprised the side judge did not give that a PK right there.
As we have an injured player being taken off the field.
Looks like that's Nicole Parsons. We were informed by The Brunswick faithful that
Nice hand for number 16.
Nicole Parsons was
into the game
missing
for
half,
Brunswick is number 14,
a little bit more than half
Brunswick.
actually, of the year with a
Okay.
torn
Manchester
ACL
Valley.
recovery. She was in her rehab. I've torn my ACL, MCL, and my meniscus in my right leg, and it is not fun, folks. That's the one injury you do not want to have, because if you're the only one that can feel it, and it's not like a break in a bone, it doesn't heal real quick. It takes about 7 to 9 months to recover after surgery. So hopefully that doesn't have to do with anything with her ACL, because that would be detrimental to Brunswick's hopes today.
Parsons definitely a big name to watch, and we definitely hope that she's all right as Brunswick controls it here, trying to find the ball into the right corner. Working hard was Eckenrod. Was unable to maintain possession as it floats its way out of bounds here along the near sideline. Brunswick and Manchester Valley High Schools facing off. As Colson launches that one towards the left side of the box, but it will go to Brunswick.
Offsides on the Mavericks. Looks like an offside trap there by Dana Omdahl.
And a direct free kick for Brunswick.
Omdahl, senior defender. Brunswick's going to be leaning on her most of the day to keep the Mavericks in check. Center back senior.
Gutierrez launches that one down the field, heading towards midfield. As the Mavericks try to control things, both teams feeling each other out here early on, about 6 minutes into this game. Good fan base for Brunswick, because they were able to hang out here all day pretty much for the 12 o'clock game, and now this one, 2:30 was the start time. Started exactly on time, 2:36 here, as they send that one left side to Colson. Trying to make a move, fires it towards the net. Gutierrez comes out and scoops it up. Great play by Emily Gutierrez. Come out of the net and grab that one.
Good stuff by Gutierrez right there. Just like you said, partner, Gutierrez making the right decision. You never want to be iffy on any decisions you make as a goalie, because it could be the wrong one. And that one, she made the right decision, coming out, grabbing that ball before any further damage was done.
Again, the Mavericks control it in the midfield. Danny Rill, number 14, working with it. As again, Gutierrez has to go out and scoop it up. Mavericks trying to send a couple balls to the box. Unable to connect on anyone. Ben Simpson and Mike Cerrone here. MPSSAA Network. Again, we are so glad to bring you all these games today. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday.
On the campus of UMBC here, University of Maryland, Baltimore College, the home of the Retrievers.
Taken away by the Mavericks. They control it here on the offensive side of the field. Sends that towards the middle. Taken away by Brunswick as they launch that into the air. Controlling it are the Mavericks. They send that into the corner, trying to find Rickaball. Chelsea Kelly right on top of that, the defender there for Brunswick. As the fans starting to make some noise here, getting involved in this one.
Athletics prize the official ball.
Ben, a very different game than the first game we saw in the first Brunswick game. First game, we saw 5 corners in the first half. So far, through 9 minutes of this ball game, we have not seen one. As you said before, very little possession by either team so far.
Eckenrod controls it, sends it along the left side. Still maintained. They try to send one in, and it goes out of bounds. Nice attempted look there for Eckenrod and company. Brunswick getting some looks here early on, as we will see a corner now. But luckily their defender was right there. We saw a similar situation in the other game that we did today. As Brunswick maintains control, sends it down towards the middle of the field. They're again trying to find the foot of Eckenrod to kind of control this game. DeMitch working on the left side. To her back is Colson. DeMitch Still working with it. Gets by her defender. Still working out to the
save some of these shots.
Two players collide as the ball ends up in midfield. They're going to rule it Mavericks ball as they push up here. Referee going to whistle that one back as Mavericks try to get a quick possession here as Warzinski will kick this one. Carlin Warzinski, the senior backfield. Beautiful ball in front of the box, but finds the head of one of the Railroader defensemen. Still maintained by Brunswick. Now back to the Mavericks. Send it towards the middle of the field, trying to set something up. Working with it is Danny Rill, number 14. Coming to get that one, Warzinski. Sends it along the left sideline. Back to Warzinski here. Thinks, launches it back towards the middle of the field. Plenty of contact there, partner.
Again, on this contact,
Manchester Valley, direct free kick for Brunswick.
Manchester Valley was trying to get the possession back in their favor. A little bit too much of a leg whip right there. As you saw in the first game with Brunswick and Washington, the refs are letting them play today because it's a state title game. Got to lay everything out on the line here.
Manchester Valley coming off their 4-1 win against Mardella as the Mavericks send it into the left corner here, trying to find an opportunity to cross. They do, right side of the box. Still got a foot on it. Brunswick trying to fight for it from the ground. Still Mavericks ball. Launching that one off of the side of the defender and ends up in the hands of Gutierrez. Meanwhile, Brunswick coming off the 1-0 win, nail-biter against Sparrows Point. That was quite a game there, as there was a good look as Gutierrez scooped that one up.
Brunswick known for their defense, very senior heavy. A lot of experience in the back.
27-10 left to play here in the first half as two Brunswick defenders try to chase that ball down. Working her way all the way into that left corner was Rickaball.
A throw-in for Brunswick.
Throw-in coming for the Railroaders. Sends that up the near sideline. Warzinski. Over to Rill. Some grumblings in the crowd as some of the Mavericks faithful walked in front of the student section of Brunswick. Of course, Manchester Valley looking to try to three-peat here, I believe.
It's all fun and games, though.
Oh, yeah.
On the field, it may not be because it's competitiveness, but the fans, they're all having fun. No violence needed.
Ball being fought for here at midfield. And again, you get a beautiful shot of the UMBC field here. University of Maryland at Baltimore County.
Outside Manchester Valley. Indirect free kick. Brunswick.
25-40 left to play your first half as Gutierrez comes out, takes that one. Goal kick here. As they work along the far sideline, finds its way out of bounds.
Manchester Valley.
I beg your pardon, University of Maryland, Baltimore College.
Number 7, Sarah Sutton. Number 13, Megan Blair. And number 25.
I want to mess that up with the wonderful facilities they provided for us today. MPSSAA network. As that one sent towards the left corner. Still, both teams feeling each other out here early on. 24-50 to go first half. Not a whole lot of scoring opportunities yet for either side.
2 offsides calls so far for the Mavericks. Trying to get a little ahead of themselves, but obviously the Brunswick Railroaders have a nice offside trap working for them so far. They just can't get caught too much camping.
Tournament t-shirts and merchandise can be
Manchester Valley will be all on that.
Ordered online after the finals at www.nightmaregraphics.com.
Some of the boys Brunswick players coming out of the locker room to support the girls team here.
Supplier of all Maryland State Championship merchandise since 1983.
As Brunswick tries to send it back, the Mavericks get it right back, and they push up here. Still trying to get that ball out of there. Finally, they do get it out, but the Mavericks still maintain possession here on the offensive side of the field. Just trying to get the ball out there. Good job by Brunswick finally sending that one out. Dano Omdahl, number 4. 23:45 remaining first half. No score between Manchester Valley and Brunswick. Brunswick had a little bit of run here on the near sideline before it's sent out by the Mavericks.
In the game for Brunswick, number 7, Maria Lukens. Entering the game for Brunswick is number 16.
Brunswick formation right now looks to be a little bit favoring the midfield section. 2 strikers, 3 defenders, and a bunch of midfielders around the center of the field just trying to keep possession.
Mavericks trying to clear it, instead getting a little shot on goal. There was Swaim, excuse me.
The Mavericks, on the other hand, having 3 forwards, 4 backs, and only a few middies. So 2 different formations, Ben, to look at in this game. See any mismatches show up.
Mavericks send it to the other side of the field here as they'll try to work a little bit. Great ball. Here along the left side is Rickaball. Got one player to beat. Waiting to make her move. The player goes down. Rickaball has some space. She can send it back towards the middle. She does. Can't really turn and do a whole lot with that. It's only a weak shot into the hands of the keeper as he real tries to make something happen for the Mavericks.
Right there, the Mavericks offense right there just shut down. They had a nice run. And it just stalled a little bit. Brunswick was playing nice containment right there, and Manchester Valley could not capitalize on their opportunity.
As one of the Mavericks players goes down. Plenty of noise coming from the students.
Free kick.
Well, that move was pretty spectacular, Ben. Right through the legs. As a defender, you got to keep those legs square. You cannot let that go right through because it just hurts your defense in all sense, because then you get out of the play real quick.
Rill works for it, sends it ahead. Gutierrez will scoop it up. 21:30 remaining in the first half. Still no score between these two teams. I'll take this minute to remind you to check out our coverage for the rest of the day. 5 o'clock and I believe 7:30 for the boys and girls 2A games. Getting all these state soccer champions their rightful titles. You only find it here on the MPSSAA network.
A goal kick.
Couple subs coming in as goal kick here for Brunswick.
Valley, number 11 and number 16, Madison Bombard.
Again, things a little slow right now, partner. The Mavericks have had some offensive opportunities, and on that last one especially, I would have thought Rickaball might have wanted to take that shot herself. Instead, trying to find a teammate didn't really work out. As Rill is ahead trying to corral that ball as Brunswick will send it out of bounds.
So again, as I said, the senior back, Dana Umdahl, she's been playing really well. She's been trying to get Rickaball out of the game, and she made her move a little too early, yet it altered Rickaball's path of travel right there, which really ended up breaking the play up, which is still, even though she missed the tackle, it still ended up being a good play.
Warzinski sends it ahead. The keeper and offensive player collide in midair, but the ball ends up going out as was Colson involved in that one. Also Rickaball there too as well, as that was dangerous play for Gutierrez. Luckily both players Did not get hurt on that one.
And that ball was just hanging in the air right there. It was pretty much anyone's chance to go and get it. You have to wonder, even with the little wind we have here, it could be altering the path of the ball just a little bit.
Brunswick sends that one past midfield as they really have no offensive players up there to help out. As it had to go right back to the Mavericks. Field not being spread out too much by Brunswick right here, Potter. As the Mavericks have a good score opportunity here. Left side tries to get the little chip. And doesn't go for Rickaball.
How about that play by Gutierrez, though, Mr. Simpson? When you look at Gutierrez right there, she saw Rickaball coming right down the field. She ended up faking, going out to get her, and she ended up having Rickaball try to do a nifty shot and try to scoot around her, but it didn't work out, and now it was a corner for Manchester Valley. Good play by Gutierrez right there, Brunswick.
I believe that might have been Megan Blair, number 13 on that one. I was wondering if I had messed up the number there, but corner opportunity here for the Mavericks. They send that low, and they'll have to do it again. As Brunswick sends that one away.
A corner kick.
Another corner here for the Mavericks. Under halfway through this first half, about 18 minutes to go. Great, much better second effort there, is trying to scissor kick that one in the air. Or is the Mavericks unable to do so as it goes above the goal? Good luck. That second corner kick is having the look there was Danny Rill.
Into the game for Manchester.
Danny Rill right there trying to do a crazy scissor kick. If that would have gone in, that would have been on SportsCenter's top 10. I can assure you of that.
So the Mavericks able to just send it right back down to Desi Rill. The Rill sisters doing their work here. I thought it might have been a handball there. I'm pretty sure it went off the hand of Jamie Reinheimer. So Brunswick has the possession here now.
Somewhat physical game has been going on so far. 3 total fouls, 2 on Manchester Valley, 1 on Brunswick.
Very physical as Brunswick comes away with that ball. Still got a couple defenders at the beach. She's going to wait to see some of her more offensive players come up the field. As Ibin, number 11, works with it. Also involved is Lukens, number 7. A lot of siblings on these teams. Lukens, well, as the goalie comes all the way out trying to get it. Instead, they'll chip it towards the goal, and it goes in. And Olivia Kite came out to try to challenge that ball. Wow. They sent it towards the net, and I believe that's considered an own goal.
To be honest with you, Ben, I don't know if that was an own goal or not, because so far, that looked like from here in my angle, it looked like Demitch right there curved it from the baseline in. That's possible to do. I mean, it could go either way right there. I mean, you could call it an own goal. You could call it a goal for the bitch, but I think we'll call it an own goal right now just because she was trying to save it and ended up going in. But, I mean, the bitch, what a great effort right there, trying to curve that ball in.
And it looks like, I overheard the PA, it looks like they are going to give it to the Mitch on that goal. And it definitely could have gone either way, but I'm pretty sure I agree with you there. I think that ball did have enough curve on it that it was headed towards the goal anyways, as Gutierrez comes out to try to pick up that ball. But Olivia Kite, partner, I mean, she came out to try to challenge that one, and it ended up costing her. She had some defenders there, too. I don't know. Do you think that was the smartest move for her?
I mean, to be honest with you, as I said before, you got to make decisions quick when you're a goaltender. When you're a goaltender, if you make the wrong decision, it could hurt you. And that decision right there, I believe it was the right call. Okay, Demitch beat her defender. She was out there alone. Try to go and contest it with the angle, but Demitch right there, with the talent she has, that curveball just pretty much was too much to handle for Manchester Valley.
So a big first goal for Brunswick as the Mavericks will try to even things up. They send a nice ball here left side of the box before it's sent towards out of bounds. Still kept in bounds by the Mavericks. Maintaining the possession. Desi Rill Trying to find back to Rill. Miscommunication between Rill and Abby Dash. As that one ends up going out. Brunswick now with the possession. Lukens trying to send it ahead to Iben. Taken away, Michaelowski. 14:45 remaining here in the first quarter. First half, excuse me. So used to doing football.
It's football season.
For us Virginians, we're used to soccer season being in the spring. But we're glad to bring you the, I mean, there's nothing wrong with soccer here in the fall, too. Especially when it's not that cold out here today. It was a little chilly. Definitely not T-shirt weather, even though these soccer players have to wear their kits. But
as you said before in our last broadcast, a lot of the players had gloves on trying to keep their hands warm.
See, like how I dropped a soccer term there, kits, as a uniform.
I noticed that, actually.
Not a big term, of course, but I was able to. I know you're more of a soccer guy than me, but we've been able to see some great soccer.
You know your stuff, man.
And we've done some wonderful soccer games last year, and we're glad to bring you these this year. As the ball works towards the middle of the field, taken by Brunswick now, controlling at number 17, Dara Dimich. Still maintained by Brunswick here. Working towards the middle of the field is Lukens. Sends it along the left side. Mistimed run there as it ends up back to the Mavericks. 13:20 remaining here in the first half. 1-0 Brunswick. And if Brunswick could pull off a win here, you could call it an upset, no doubt about that. The way the Mavericks have dominated the past few seasons. So that 1-0 lead is exactly what they wanted here. Early on, playing against such a talented group. Not that Brunswick isn't talented at all, because they are fantastic. As we saw their opening goals, the Mavericks are going to try to find an equalizer. Work on the right side of the box, goes over to her left, and then gets taken down, and that was a dangerous collision. No whistles from the referees.
They have to give an official timeout right now. That was, as you said, a very dangerous and vicious collision right there.
And I'm pretty sure that's 21, Nikki Miller. I'm not positive, though. It's not our job to guess of an injury or the player.
Not really sure what kind of collision it was, Ben. I saw they were coming in very quick in the box, and it looked like she got tripped up from behind with no call, and at the same time, it looked like a knee came to the gut, or I don't really know. I mean, we'll hope she's okay right now. I can't really attest what really happened, but a vicious collision, as you said before.
We're going to step aside while they tend to the injured player. Again, 1-0 Brunswick leads here in the first half. 12:37 remaining. You're watching the 1A girls state title game here on the MPSSAA network.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
And welcome back here to the MPSSAA state title game, girls 1A. An injury on the field led to our break. They tended to the injured player, got her off to the sideline, and now the Mavericks have a look here on the offensive side of the field. Around 12.5 left to play here in the first half. 1-0 Brunswick leads the Manchester Valley Mavericks. Mavericks work along the far side of the field, get by one defender, try to send it towards the box, got partially deflected, again now sent towards the box, headed back towards the middle, trying to get a shot on it, was bouncing in the air, kicked away by the defense, as they again keep the ball in play here, left side, trying to find something towards the center of the box there, but Brunswick Railroaders really swarming the defense as another player goes down for the Mavericks. It was kind of just some incidental contact there between the defender and the offensive player. Offsides here, partner.
That collision right there before we took a break.
Offside.
Do you think that was a PK in waiting? I mean,
it was close.
It was very close. I mean, you can't put it on the ref's shoulders right there to make a call in that sense, because it's so fact that it could have been incidental contact, as we just saw a second ago. And at the same time, you don't want to put the game tied potentially with a PK in a questionable call. So the ref's decision is always a good one on those questionable calls, not to say anything, just let them play on.
11:25 remaining here in the first half of play. 1-0 Brunswick leads. And I agree with you. We've seen the referees do some terrific jobs today so far, and I'm sure we'll see it throughout the rest of this afternoon. But it was just definitely a scary situation there.
As we say in every single sport, a ref's job is one of the hardest jobs in the world, because most everyone is just like the president. You're not going to please everybody, so you got to make.
As the Mavericks will send that down the field, trying to get it right in front of the box, still getting a foot on it. Ball falling a little bit in front of the goalie as one of the players went down for the Mavericks. And unhappy there, as Manchester Valley has had a couple looks early on, as Colson was involved there, but also in there, Jamie Rickabaugh. But
I believe that was called a play on, Ben.
Yeah, and they weren't too happy about it.
It was a 2-on-1 situation. And Brunswick ended up, I couldn't tell who the defender was, but at that time, Brunswick, the one defender they had back, took Rickabaugh and company out of that play right there. Ended up getting a foul call, which was a great play right there.
Throw-in coming here for Wardzinski, as she will send it down the field. Couple players jostling for it, maintained by the Mavericks before it's kicked away towards midfield by Brunswick. Again, 1-0. Brunswick leads. They'd like to add another goal to that resume so far in this first half. Also stay tuned for our MPSSAA halftime show. Maryland Public Schools halftime show. We'll give a little halftime analysis. Talk about the scoring plays. Got one to talk about so far. We'll see if there will be a couple more. Some adjustments for both sides. And also, again, we'll kind of preview the rest of the games on the slate for you this afternoon. Plenty of games.
You know what, Ben? I got to say something that we were talking about off air. The state of Maryland is not a huge state, yes, yet they still have so much talent around the state. So, I mean, this is remarkable seeing how much talent they have on all these teams so far, and their state's not even that big, to be honest with you. So it's not like you're playing in Texas or something where you're seeing tons and tons of people. The state of Maryland does not have that many people in their population, and all this talent is very good to see.
I agree with you completely, as we have seen some very talented players so far today, not only today but through this whole tournament. And it's a pleasure for us Virginians to be able to come here and see some great soccer as the players jostle for the possession. The air battle is won by the Mavericks as they try to set something up here on offense. And a takedown there, and they're going to have to call that. It's a pushing foul there on Abby Dash.
Oh, and a little after contact.
And
I want this game to get out of hand here.
Definitely the referee trying to control things. And I did see some of the players interact with each other. I think they have come to an understanding here. As
we don't know what was said, but
as there was some more contact there as Jamie Rickenbaugh strikes number 18, Maddie Wheeler. And things are getting a little testy here.
As I said, we don't know what was said on the field. Probably don't want to hear what's going to be said on the field, but you know what? That's the spirit of competitiveness, you know. So you don't want to let it get too chippy, so the ref is stepping in and say that's not going to be happening today, girls. So Keep it clean. Let's keep playing.
No doubt this is going to be a physical game already, as Manchester Valley, as again, probably comes into this game as the favorites, and they've already been knocked in the mouth once here by Brunswick scoring early on by Dimension. Not that, again, I keep calling the Mavericks probably the favorite heading just because of what they've done the past few seasons, but what Brunswick has been able to do this year not be understated, because
I'd agree with you, though. They won 5-1 in their previous matchup in the first game of the season. Yet, that was the first game of the season, but you still got to look at the fact it was 5-1, and Manchester Valley actually came out on top in that victory in a big way, and that was at Brunswick as well. So you had to look at that fact and say, yeah, they are the favorite, but right now Brunswick is playing up to their talent level as well. They both have very talented players, and so far this game has been what we want to do.
Throwing here for the Mavericks as they send that towards the middle of the field. Again, some more contacts. This referee's starting to just kind of tell the players, hey, you got to settle down a little bit here. Because, again, you don't want anything to get out of hand. But so far, seen a pretty fun physical first half as we were nearing halftime here. 5:20 remaining in the first. And the scoreboard clock is going to be the official clock. So when that hits 0, we know that that's the end of the half. It seems obvious, but at the same time, in a lot of places, the scoreboard is not the official clock. The referee has the official clock. There's a good ball that's dumped down for the Mavericks. They have it along the left side here. Trying to cross that ball, and that's number 13, Megan Blair, working with it on the left side. Before it goes out of bounds, we have a corner kick coming for the Mavericks.
Into the game.
We have been covering a lot of Virginia sports as well, Ben. So in Virginia, the ref, when it gets down to 2 minutes, keeps the time on the field. So just a comparison of how states differ in their rules and associations. So
corner here for the Mavericks, trying to equalize. Sent into the box. Collides with a couple players, are jostling for it here in front of the box. Sent out. Mavericks will have it. Taken by Carhart.
4:10 left in this first half. Brunswick, I guess surprising most people in this stadium right now, up 1-0 with only 4 minutes left in this first half.
A holding foul on Brunswick, a direct free kick for Manchester Valley.
And they're really going to have to hold off this Maverick attack because Manchester Valley has really been on the grind for most of this first half, sending a lot of balls into that box, unable to convert one. But Gutierrez definitely had her hands full so far. So you got to think that one of these are just going to find its way to the right foot,
Into the game,
whether it be Colson, whether it be Megan Blair or Ricka Ball. One of these players is going to get their looks.
As we stated in the pregame, Danny Rill, Abby Dash, Megan Blair, Lizzie Colson, Carhart, and other Rill, they all have at least 3 goals to their repertoire. So, and that's not even counting Ricka Ball. So, as we said, a lot of goal scorers on this Manchester Valley team.
They have it heading towards the right corner, trying to look for a cross. They do. It goes off the back of the defender, still maintained by the Mavericks, still fighting for it on the right side of the box. Jostling, takedown there, and that's going to be for the Mavericks. That's the right call there. I mean, it was a close battle between both sides, and partner, that is in the box, I believe.
It was Dana Omdahl was right there, and she's pleading to the ref that she was grabbing her jersey. So it's right there. I just think it was a good fight, and the ref is just not having any of it right now. And finally calls the PK.
And Warzinski will take this one against Gutierrez, a chance to equalize this game. We saw one PK earlier. It wasn't converted. Warzinski goes to the right. She's got it. Equalizer. Tied up at 1.
Manchester Valley finally cashes in, gets that PK to go in to tie the ball game. Brunswick and Manchester Valley tied 1-1 with 2:51 left in this first half.
Warzinski.
Number 6, Carly Warzinski.
Converts that one. She gets right Gutierrez gets to the right way too, but unable to get to that ball. Perfectly placed penalty kick. And that is big as we are all tied up at 1. We're just waiting for the Mavericks to catch a break. They drew the contact in the box. The right call.
That's only the second foul called on Brunswick. Ended up being a very crucial call. Ended up in a PK and a netter. You got to watch out for this game to get maybe a little more chippy and frustration, because I see a lot of contact going on between both squads right now.
Another player goes down for Brunswick. No call. Brunswick has it right side of the box. Still fighting for it. Still on the right side. Before the ball is finally pushed out. And there has been a lot of contact right now, partner. This is a good, hard-fought game, but you can definitely tell both of these teams want it bad. 1-1 here in the first half. 1:45 remaining here.
And that's the Mitch right there, who looks like she hurt her ankle on the play. She's limping a little bit. Her brother is on the sidelines after winning his state title. A little bit concerned, but she looks like she's fine.
Brunswick Railroaders control it here. Nice backwards kick there. Still controlled by Brunswick. There's a little bump. Brunswick loses the ball. Mavericks have it. They go on the attack. Try to send that run up the left sideline. Nothing there. Mavericks have it right back. Right side of the box. Gutierrez comes to challenge. That's a goal! And just like that, in the span of just a few minutes, the Mavericks score again and make it a 2-0 victory. And that was Rickaball on the goal.
Dana Omdahl right there tried to clear the ball, and she hit it off her foot. Got a lot of spin on the ball. Her fellow back right there tried to head it out. It bounced in front of her, bounced over top of her, and then it got a little bit. It ended up playing like a through ball to Rickaball, and she had a wide open netter right there.
So just like that, and when Brunswick had a good thing going, they fall behind by a goal, allowed to. Warzinski on the PK, or Rickaball having the open look. And Gutierrez has got to be thinking, wow, my day just got a whole lot harder. Yeah, she tries to protect.
That's for sure.
She tries to cling on and keep the Mavericks off the board, as she hopes her offense can tie things back up as we again near the end of this first half.
You have to wonder now that how Brunswick had that 1-0 lead. They had certain adjustments they were going to do at halftime when the clock was winding down, though, with only 3 minutes left. Manchester Valley got their first goal and then just got their second goal, which now the adjustments and the coaching changes from Brunswick are going to have to change in a matter of a few seconds. And that's the end of the first quarter of this ball game. Manchester Valley scoring 2 goals. Brunswick scoring the last one.
So we're going to step aside here for halftime break. We'll come back in a little bit with the Maryland Public Schools halftime show here on MPSSAA.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
And welcome back to the Maryland Public Schools halftime show here on MPSSAA Network. Ben Simpson, Mike Cerrone with you. 2-1 our score. 2-1 our score at halftime. Now, partner, let's get right into this halftime show here. 2-1, Manchester Valley with the lead. It appeared for a while that Brunswick had the advantage in this one. The next thing you know, Manchester Valley strikes for 2 goals. And things are a little different now here at halftime. And there's definitely some pressure on Brunswick now after they had kind of let the pressure off by getting that first goal.
Yeah, the Railroaders got that first goal. They're just trying to figure it out right now. If Manchester Valley, their physicality in this ball game really ended up helping them out, because I'm pretty sure the emotions got a little high for Manchester Valley when they were down by that 1 goal. And the refs, they called 6 fouls on Manchester Valley and only 1 on Brunswick up to that point. Yet their physicality, it ended up getting in the heads of Brunswick, I believe, a little bit, and Brunswick ended up getting that PK foul that ended up being inside the box, which Warzinski actually scored the PK, which ended up tying the ball game. And then Rickaball got that nice favorable bounce in her favor to go and score the second goal. So Brunswick, the tides have obviously turned here. Ben, when you're looking at it, they're up 1-0 for 16 or 26 minutes. Or what was it? No, it's 36 minutes. I keep screwing that up. 36 minutes of this first half, and once the 4-minute mark hit, Manchester Valley's tides went in their favor.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, this game did kind of pick up physically. It picked up emotionally for both of these sides. And, now they head into the locker room. They get some time to kind of cool off a little bit. But as soon as they come back out on the field here, I'm sure it will pick up in intensity right where it left off. And, for Brunswick, they've had a couple opportunities. Gutierrez has bailed them out a few times as the keeper, but Demich especially needs to probably try to get another goal on the board, tie this game up. But it's going to be hard on Gutierrez here because of the way Manchester Valley has picked up offensively. She's going to really have to hold off this attack because the Mavericks look pretty sharp on offense right now.
I agree, and I'm going to ask you first off because I want to talk about Brunswick. But for Manchester Valley, what do they need to keep doing in the second half to sustain the lead and to hold off Brunswick? What do they need to do?
Well, I think their defense has picked up, especially in the second half of the first half. And they're starting to find their offense. They're opening the field a little bit more. They're starting to find their offense a little bit more with their runs. And I think their physical play has made the difference, because I think that first 10 minutes was pretty tentative for both sides. 10, 15 minutes or so. And then the defense, the physicality really picked up for the Mavericks. I think that kind of helped them out. I think that had Brunswick kind of reeling a little bit. And that PK in a big situation, they kept, as long as you put yourself in that type of situation, you put yourself in a goal-scoring opportunity, you're going to be all right. And that's what happened there for Manchester Valley. They get the call, they take the PK, and they gave them tied the game at 1, and then you have Rickaball, a minute later score. So I think they're rolling right now, and it's because they're putting themselves in good opportunities, and that's what it comes down to.
Exactly. When I'm looking at Brunswick, Coach Dave Herber, he knows how to coach a team up and get their morale back up in their favor, because right now, Brunswick, I bet their morale's really down. They were like, okay, we just had a lead and we just let it slip through our fingers in the last 3 to 4 minutes of this first half. And I think Coach Herber's adjustments are really going to be in this sense. They're going to have one striker or two strikers or however many strikers they're going to have play more offensive. They're obviously not going to try to get offsides or anything, but they're going to try to say, make your runs quick, make them efficient, and make sure our middies are in place to give our strikers the ball so they can try to score that game-tying goal and eventually, hopefully, get the game winner. And the defense right now, the defense is playing pretty well. They held Manchester Valley for only 10 shots, 5 on target. So far, they're containing Manchester Valley's offense and pretty much keeping them in containment, which really it was the key in the beginning of the game. And so far, Brunswick has done a great job on both sides of the ball. A couple things didn't go their way with the PK and the favorable bounce from Rickaball. But you know what? Still in reach. 2-1. They score the first goal. They can do it again.
Oh, still a tight game by everything here. And as the Mavericks will move from left to right on the field now, as the Railroaders and again the maroon and gold, they move from right to left. Again, you're watching the Maryland 1A state title game for the girls here, MPSSAA network. Ben Simpson and Mike Cerrone bringing you the second half of action as the Manchester Valley Mavericks lead the Brunswick Railroaders 2-1 after one half of play, as we are set to go here. Second half starting right now. And right off the bat, things getting physical as Brunswick sends a player down to the turf. Is taking a hard hit there was number 10, Stephanie Colson. So there's a little message there right off the bat, partner, as this thing is going to be just as physical as we saw in that first half.
Brunswick's going to definitely try to equal Manchester Valley's physicality in the first half because they kind of got outmatched in the physicality game. But right now, as you said, sending that message early is a big-time part of their game plan, I bet.
Two players battle for the ball past midfield, controlled by the Railroaders. Eckenrod sends it over to the left side. Still working for it here is Demich. She fights on the turf for the ball, and it will stay with the Railroaders and Demich.
Tripping on Manchester Valley, a direct free kick for Brunswick.
I'll tell you, some of the interesting battles are the ones that are happening off the ball between some of these players, the ones that the referee may not necessarily see. As Demich goes ahead and launches that, why not have a go? Sends it to Kipe there, who snatches that one and punts it towards the near sideline here. Going after that one was Reinheimer. Throw-in coming for the Mavericks. Again, 2-1 they lead over Brunswick, getting 2 goals at the very end of that first half and the final minutes of that half on a PK and a shot from Rickaball. Ball goes to the right corner. We got some more physical play going on. The groans for the crowd seem to be happening every few minutes.
You know, you got to love the physicality of this game. You don't want to get too chippy, but these girls are playing with a lot of heart. It's a state championship game. Let it all on the line. So far, I'm seeing great play from both squads.
Corner coming for the Mavericks. They send it towards the middle of the field, taken right back out. Again, heads to the right corner.
A throw-in for Brunswick.
Throw-in coming for Brunswick. As they work the right corner.
Again, Manchester Valley wearing the white. Brunswick in the brown, or maroon, I should say. It's the ball in the box again.
Still fighting for it in front of that box, as you mentioned. Maintained by the Mavericks. They send it down to the right corner. Trying to increase their lead here as it will go to Brunswick.
Again, we're live here on the MPSSAA.com broadcast sports network. Thank you all for joining us once again. State soccer tournament, Division 1A Girls Championship.
Brunswick tries to send that one towards the box, taken by the Mavericks. Shot towards the sideline here. 2-1 our score. Brunswick working hard. There's some good play there as two of the players collide, is pleading the case is Brunswick's player, Nicole Parsons. It's good to see her back into the game, partner, because we saw her go out with a little bit of an injury as Parsons worked against Reinheimer. It will go to the Mavericks as they send that one down towards the middle of the field, taken by Brunswick. Back to the Mavericks. Coming out to get that ball is Gutierrez. And she'll get set to punt it away.
Good boot right there by Gutierrez. Over half the field.
3:30 p.m. here in Cationsville, Maryland. The sun starting to peek out here, Mike, on UMBC, and probably some of the players' eyes now. Again, Brunswick maintains it near sideline. Takedown. Still a couple takedowns here the past couple minutes for both sides. Mavericks have it. Left side. Danny Rill. Again, both teams here in the second half, Mike, kind of been pretty even, you got to say. I mean, in the first half, you could say it was probably more in the Mavericks' favor. But both sides, even so far.
And you said in the first 10 minutes of the first half, you know, the physicality was a little timid on both ends, but now They picked it up a lot. They've seen a lot of collisions, a couple injuries, a lot of fouls being called, but so far, physicality is working in both teams' favor so far.
Pretty much got everything you could ask for in a soccer game.
Oh, yeah, everything.
Might as well fill up the stat book. Throwing coming here for the Mavericks.
Possession so far, 61% on Manchester Valley, 49 for Brunswick.
Dosh controls in the middle of the field, sends it over to the left side. They'll work it back towards midfield. Now along this far sideline, left of the box. Kicked out by the Railroaders. Top of the box now, shot attempt. Way too high. As it goes out, good look by Dosh, the senior striker for Manchester Valley.
Ordered online after the finals at www.nightmaregraphics.com. The MPSSAA wishes to thank
Again, 2 more games on the slate for you. 5 p.m. and 7:30. The 2A games for the boys and the girls as Brunswick now carrying the ball up the field is Demich. Working against a couple defenders, trying to tie this ball game up. On the counterattack, the Mavericks send it towards the box. Got a man. Still fighting for it before it's kicked out by Brunswick. Good look there for Manchester Valley as they were looking for Michalowski before Gutierrez gets a hand on it. 32:40 remaining here in the second half of play. 2-1 Mavericks. Both scores, as mentioned. Wazinski hit it with a PK with 2:51 remaining in the first, and Rickenball with 1:07 left. Meanwhile, the Demich goal came with 16:25 left in that first half. Taking it right back are the Mavericks, working along this sideline. Michalowski, she'll throw in.
Formation looks like it's changed up since the first half for Brunswick. So far, it's working a little bit more in the offensive zone, yet they still haven't got a chance to tally that tying goal yet.
Rill send it towards the middle. Now they'll try to work it into the right side. That one will not go out, keeping it in bounds for the Mavericks before Brunswick gets a foot on it. And Mike, for the Mavericks, you can almost feel like a third goal to make it a 2-goal lead would be huge for them, especially how tight this game has been.
But yeah, as Manchester Valley is really possessing the ball very well in this second half, the first 9 minutes. Brunswick's tiring out a little bit. They're trying to chase the ball way too much, and they're getting way too tired out because if they don't have any wind left in their sails, what's going to happen on the offensive end when Demich is ready to go and no one else is?
Demich definitely has been putting in her work as she tries to send Eckenrod on a little route there along the left side. He went a little too far, taken by the Mavericks, deflected off a player and back to Manchester Valley. They'll work here now the near sideline, right side. Working her way to the right side of the box, trying to get, I don't know if that was supposed to be a cross or a shot.
The State Soccer Committee.
I'd go with the shot.
All right, let's go with that. That was Rickenball on the look. Remember, this is the MPSSAA State Championship games here. We're glad to bring you all 4 of these 2A and 1A games today, and we know we had the 4A and 3As yesterday. Ben Simpson and Mike Cerrone on the call. Ball goes back and forth between the teams for a few plays before the Mavericks control along the far sideline, working it back towards the middle part of the field. Still looking to get a pass off. They do. Send it back up. Launches it off the back of the defender. Danny Rill putting all of her foot in that one. Yeah, Brunswick just when they do have the ball on offense, unable to really time these runs the exact way that they'd want to. So they do have a little nice thing going here now as Eckenrode tries to set up her teammate. She was looking for the Mitch there, partner.
Yeah, they still got the corner, though. So far, neither team can capitalize on their corner possessions, and so far it's 5 corners, no shots on net between all 5 of those. So let's see if Brunswick can capitalize on this one.
And the sun in the face of Olivia Kipe right now, trying to hold that hand up to block it out as the defender's able to kick it out of the box. Tell you what, that definitely comes into play as for Kipe trying to block out the sun and keep an eye on the ball. 28-24 remaining in this second half.
Our sideline reporter Brittany Callahan was caught up with Coach Miller saying, "Coach, what's going on right now?" And he's saying we need to get possession. If we're keeping possession a lot in the second half, and if we can actually get more possession and just hold it, we can easily win this ball game. Brittany Callahan
always such great sideline reports.
She'll be broadcasting the next game coming up.
Into the game for Manchester Valley's number 7.
2 games right after this. She will be taking my place. She's a state champion winner herself, so she has some knowledge about soccer. Just a foreground bio.
Goal kick sent towards midfield. Sent right back by Brunswick. As again, the offensive rhythm for the Railroaders. It's been there for periods of time as there's a player goes down, hit hard. It's good to see her come back up off the turf.
27-13 left in this state championship match between Brunswick and Manchester Valley. Manchester Valley currently up 2-1 on the Railroaders.
Nice to see a close ball game after the 7-2 game we saw the game before.
I have to agree with you on that one.
They work the ball for the far sideline. It's going to be thrown here for Brunswick. And the referee's going to rule that I think might have been off on that throw in there, partner. So I think it's going to be Manchester Valley ball.
Possession so far has not changed, though. It's still in Manchester's favor. Brunswick has a couple runs, but as you said earlier, Ben, the runs have not been timed well, so they cannot keep possession and get a real good shot on net.
This is kind of the way that first half went, where it was pretty slow for the first 20 minutes or so, and then things suddenly started picking up. As Gutierrez kind of had to make a decision there, either let the ball come back or kick it, and she decided to run up and launch that one, but it still stays close to the Mavericks here, so they'll have it in the right corner. Trying to get some kind of cross in there. Right side of the box, good move. Sends that one low kick, weak one. And I don't know if she was trying to find somebody in front of the goal because that one easily kicked away by the defense. But if this goes like the first half went, is when we do have some goal-scoring opportunities and some chances, it's going to be back-to-back. Corner kick coming. Send it to the left side of the box, headed away. Still maintained by the Mavericks. They'll try to chip one towards the goal, and it's left of the net and goes out of bounds. So Gutierrez will punt one away, or goal kick one away, excuse me.
Well, Ben, as we saw in the first half, the scoring and most of the attacking for both squads were happening in the later part of that half. So maybe they just got to get a little bit warmed up. They had that little break, had to get a little bit warmed up, and run around a little bit, get their muscles warm, and pretty much get back into this ball game. See if they can get one on the mark.
Mavericks again trying to time something here along the right side, right corner. Goes out. Yeah, it took all the way to the 16:25 mark for us to get a goal in that first half.
Seems like in the first game it took 25 seconds every goal, having 9 goals.
Well, the twin brother of Dara Dimich, Drew Dimich, had a big game, 4 goals. He got going early. Had himself a state title game.
Had himself a career.
Yep. Well, the school leader in goals scored. As now the Mavericks have a little chance here. Chips it towards Gutierrez. She scoops it off the turf. Another good look for the Mavs. Gutierrez, great punt there. Sends that away past the midfield marker. Best punt of the day. Working here along the near sideline, sends it back towards midfield. Danny Rill works with it. Right on the UMBC logo. Brunswick sends it ahead to Lukens. Lukens works with her back to the defender. Sends it back for a ball that didn't exactly reach anyone. I don't know if there was a miscommunication or mistimed run there. As the Mavs again go on the counterattack. And again, partner, as we see the Mavericks send one to the other side of the field. I mean, there's been some shots on goal in the second half, but it hasn't really been a whole lot of shots that really seemed like they would have ended up into the net.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the shots so far in the second half haven't really been relevant. They've been kind of far out near the top of the 18, not really anything spectacular. But, I mean, hey, miscommunication as we saw in the last game by a defender and his goalie. I mean, hey, anything can squirt through, you know. So the more shots you have on goal, the more percentage chance you have rather than just turning it over in your own box.
A couple subs coming in for the Mavericks. 4 subs into the ball game.
Number 1, Alex Carhart. Number 4, Rachel Tabler.
Probably keep these subs in for the next 6 or 7 minutes, keeping their starters nice and fresh for that last 12 to 13 minute push.
Throw in coming in the far corner, left side of your screen. Trying to send it up that far side. The crowd's been pretty quiet here. Kind of on the edge of their seat, waiting for something to happen here in the second half. No scores yet in this half.
Called an offsides on that one.
So that will go back to the Railroaders of Brunswick. Again, the other 2 games on the docket for today. The Falston Lady Cougars take on the Middletown Knights. That is tonight's 7:30 game. The boys 2A game, Queen Anne's Lions against the Marriott's Ridge Mustangs. 16-0 Marriott's Ridge Mustangs. That one sent left side of the goal. First ever state title game for Queen Anne's Lions. The Mustangs have won 3 straight title games.
Let's see how that game goes. Maybe we'll see an upset.
And again, Middletown, and these 2 games that we have for Middleton, they've won the past 2 state titles. So again, some teams here looking to just keep repeating the success they've had. For Falston, they lost 3 of their starting backs and their goalie from the season prior. But they've pulled together a pretty nice season as the fans start getting back into it. And some rough contact there as one of the Mavericks players goes down hard. That was number 14.
This will be a directory kick for
Danny Rill.
Manchester Valley.
As we surpass the 20-minute mark in this second half, still a 2-1 ball game. Manchester Valley ahead of Brunswick right now. The girls 1A state soccer title.
I'll tell you what, it's an all right temperature right now, but when it drops down to that 7:30 game, it's going to be pretty cold out here. Good thing you're going to be doing camera for that, Mike, because you can get nice and cold out there.
Thank you for your support.
Not that we're extremely warm up here.
No. Just got to do what you got to do, man.
Hey, we're seeing some great soccer today. It's all worth it. The Railroaders send that one towards midfield here. Collects the ball, keeps the possession. Lucan's doing a nice job keeping that possession alive for the Railroaders. Throw-in coming for Kayla Johnson. Trying to send that one towards the middle of the field. Good throw-in, but she's tried to find Mitch over her head, though. Is now on the counterattack along the far sideline is Dosh. Works against a defender, cuts to her right. Thinks about it, launches it, and that is out of bounds.
Pretty sure Dash could have came in the box right there. The defense sloughed off of her right there. She had a little bit more room than she thought. Tried to wind up for the shot, ended up launching it over top the net.
Definitely had a good look there. I don't know if she was just having trouble deciding whether or not to try to pass it or shoot it. Had a good look, launched it, and a little high, a little wide right. As the ball will go to the Mavericks. 17:55 remaining in the second half. As they still lead Brunswick 2-1. Mavericks trying to work it back on this side of the field as that's dangerously heading towards out of bounds as they keep it in. Nice play, nice hustle play there by Michalowski. Throw in coming for Rill. She sends that. Back to Michalowski.
A throw in for Brunswick. Into the game for Brunswick. Number 10, Alex Eckenrode.
Brunswick subs in Eckenrode. And looking up and down these rosters, both sides have a good mix of young and veteran talent. Of course, Manchester Valley, some of these seniors, they've been on these state title winning teams the past couple of years, so they're used to it. For Brunswick, it's new and exciting for them to be in this position. This is their second consecutive regional title, and last year was the first regional title in their program history. So again, this is a team on the rise. Just the past few years, they've found a lot of success, and part of that's got to be because of Dara DeMitch really helping to turn things around.
Especially this is only the third winning season they've had in school history. So, as you said, they are on the rise.
And again, it's got to feel good for Coach. I mean, 39-81-2 record at this school. And he's really improved on that. And I'm sure he's very happy about the success the past two seasons. And this is, again, I mentioned, a team on the rise. Keep looking out for the Railroaders.
Just think about it. That's a credit to his credentials right there. Is Brunswick's kept him for 8 seasons, knowing that he knows soccer, and he just needed the players to execute his game plan, and he finally got those girls to execute. So you know what? I mean, having the third and the second in a row winning season in school history, I mean, that's something to be proud of. And right now, you can just tell that Brunswick has all the faith in Coach Herbert.
Gotta like when a school sticks with the right people in these positions.
Well, you can say that for any sport in any level, because as long as the coach is well knowledgeable about that sport, they just need the players to execute it. So when you see it, as long as you keep your loyalty to one person, it's eventually going to work out in most cases.
Brunswick has a look, sends it to the box. Kite picks it up. I'll tell you what, when we hit that 10-minute mark, things are definitely going to pick up here, because Brunswick needs to try to tie this game up. We're about 14:40 left to go here. As now they have another look. They send it to Kipe, and that goes wide. Eckenrode on the look there.
Ecken Road missed Kayla Johnson right there. Kayla Johnson had a nice run. All she needed was a little tiny tap through ball right there. That would have been a wide open shot, but Ecken Road wasn't looking that way.
Kipe sends it up the field along the far sideline, right in front of the Railroader bench.
Yeah, I want to thank you all for listening to the MPSSAA.com Sports Broadcast Network. All the state Maryland soccer championships broadcasted right here on MPSSAA.com.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Sterone, in that last 10 minutes of this game, we're definitely going to see Brunswick push up. Because they need, this type of scenario in a state title game, you're down a goal. They have a look here. Great ball, right side. Can they get to it? Smartly kicked away by the defense, but they're really going to push up. And as you can already see, leaving two back for this corner here. You know the crowd's going to be into it. The Brunswick faithful came out in full force.
Looks like Brunswick might be sending a lot of people to the box right now. They only got two defenders back.
Launches it right side of the box, trying to get a foot on it. Goes out right side. Couple players collide there. Some slower to get up than others. I believe we have an injury here, so the clock stops. A Mavericks player is down, and I'll tell you, the trainers have had their work cut out for them today, having to jog all over the field to tend to these players, make sure they get the attention they need.
The staff here at UMBC has done a great job in setting up this event, this whole entire tournament as a whole. The trainers have been well accommodating to the players. We've had 3 or 4 players go down. Trainers are already on the field when they are called upon, way ahead of the ball game right here, just ready to assist anybody that's in need.
We have a little break here. We'll talk about Dardamitch, again, more about Brunswick and their season this year. Dardamitch was second team All-State this year. One of the all-time leading scorers as the Mavericks player goes up. 79 goals and 15 assists. She's committed to play at Slippery Rock University next year. Love that name of the school, and good to see her playing at the next level.
A couple stats here for you, Ben. You got 14 shots with 7 on target, so 50% shot accuracy for Manchester Valley. And 3 of 5 for Brunswick. 3 shots on goal, 5 total shots. So not bad percentage right there, but they just need more shots. I mean, as it's common knowledge to say, you get more shots, you're going to get more goals. So, I mean, obviously they haven't got the perfect chances, but if you can get a shot on net, you take it.
Throw-in coming along the far sideline for the Mavericks. As they'll send that, you go on the run, and you have Brunswick faithful still making plenty of noise as we have a good look here. Right side of the box, crosses back to the left. Right, one-on-one opportunity, and the ball goes into the net. That's a goal for the Mavericks. And I believe that was Rickaball, number 12, converting the opportunity. And it was a situation where Gutierrez came out, and Rickaball pushes it right past her.
Yeah, Rickaball right now on fire. She's been having a lot of great runs just by herself. That was unassisted. She took the ball, went in between 2 defenders, had a nice little through ball to herself. Ended up beating Gutierrez right there, making the score 3-1 in favor of Manchester Valley.
And that's a huge goal in this game because of how tight it has been, and the Mavericks, 3 unanswered goals. And with Brunswick getting that first goal early on in the first half, and now they have an even bigger deficit to make up. Still only 2 goals. If they can grab one here and then maybe one to tie in the last 5 minutes, they'll be in all right standing, but they need to definitely at least cut it back to a 1-goal game.
Yep, now, mathematically it has to happen.
So yes, I understand that.
So when you look, I agree with you though, partners. You definitely have to score within the next 2 or 3 minutes to actually give yourself a chance to not have possession be all taken up by Manchester Valley. And as we see right now, they're pushing a lot of people up. Brunswick is, that is.
They'll send that one on the right side. Good look again for the Mavericks, being held back. There could have been called, partner, as there was definitely a grab of the arm on number 12, Rickaball.
Very surprised.
I'll tell you, she's not happy.
I'm very surprised on that one, to be honest with you, because she was the very first striker and the very last offender for Brunswick right there. Grabbed her jersey, and nothing was called, and that would have probably ended up on a red card.
And it wasn't even just the jersey. She grabbed her arm
and
held her back. It definitely could have been called.
She just grabbed everything she could.
So Brunswick catches a break. Yeah, I mean, you understand why she would do that in that situation, as I believe that was Maddie Wheeler, the defenseman, number 18, who was trying to hold on to her, but at the same time, that could have been easily called. Brunswick tries to control it, lofts a little shot left.
But look at this, Ben. The good thing is she was trying to get the foul, trying to give her team still a chance to come back, even though if she would have got the red card, which she did not. She did that before the box, so it wouldn't have ended up in a PK and a red card, which would have really been detrimental. She did it before the box, which is a good play, and kind of a desperation.
Ball gets away from the defender. Misplay. Gutierrez comes out and kicks it towards the sideline. Great recognition there by Emily Gutierrez, because that was a bad defensive play there by Chelsea Kelly, number 3. And she knew as soon as it happened, she kind of threw her hands up like, oh no.
That was like I was saying, it's kind of a desperation move in that grab play or two before this. But you know what? It's past now, so we just got to keep playing. And obviously Rickaball wasn't happy, but she still has to be happy with the 3-1 lead so far.
And happy with the 2 goals she scored today, too. Under 10 minutes to go now, so now's the time for Brunswick to really try to get this offense going before it's too late. Battle at midfield as Eckenrode tries to take it away. She does have it. Works it back to the left side before she sends it up the field here. Was trying to find the foot of Kayla Johnson. Johnson does eventually get to that ball before he's shoved off, and Johnson go ahead and 2-hand shoves. They're going to play possession here. That could have easily been called there, as it was a 2-hand shove from Kayla Johnson. Frustrations showing easily here for Brunswick.
Called a play on right there on that shove, but possession was still held by Manchester Valley, so it was dismissed.
Tell you, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of hugs and handshakes after this one.
I mean, they're going to handshake, but they probably won't be happy to do so.
But there's still time for this game to dramatically change. But the Mavericks, and the way they've possessed the ball today, it's been fantastic. Great sliding tackle there by Chelsea Kelly, sneaking in there and knocking it away. Gotta love the 2-hand shove move, though.
Hey, I mean, it's always fun to watch, but if you're the one that gets shoved, I mean, I just wouldn't be happy. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that one goes off the leg, Gutierrez. Yeah, you don't get too happy when I 2-hand shove you here in the press box.
I let that slide.
As the Railroaders control near midfield. And again, I mean, you have a couple offensive players up there, Mike, but look at all the defensive players that are back, as that one goes into the hands of Gutierrez, as she's still fighting for it. Finally trying to get that ball. They clear it towards the middle. Probably not the direction that they intended to try to clear that football, because it ends up right in the hands of the Mavericks as they still battle it out. A lot of chaos going on in the offensive side of the field for the Mavericks, and now's the time Brunswick's got to push up right now.
Only 7:30 left.
Now there's a nice takeaway. Now here's an opportunity, but look at the closing speed there on the defender for the Mavericks, trying to stop that one from getting too far. Again, they'll battle. A big Eckenrode involved in that one. Big play there.
I tell you, Ben, Kayla Johnson's been making some great runs on the close side of this field, but her teammates aren't looking for her. they have to look to her side because they're letting her run free every time. I can't find a reason why no one's looking on her side, because I know that Coach Herber is definitely looking at her and saying, pass it to her. She's wide open. But the girls, the way they're running so far and the way the ball's bouncing, it's just not going in Kayla Johnson's way.
Carhart sends it up the field before it's sent back by Brunswick, and now will end up in the hands of Olivia Kite.
.6:18 left and counting here in the state title game for the Division 1A Maryland State Championship girls soccer.
And now as the sun's dropping, it's getting a little chillier up here in the booth too, partner.
Yep, I had to get one more zip on my zipper right here for my coat. It's getting a little chilly, as you said, a little nippy out here. We're all surviving though, having a good time.
Mavericks control it. Nice move there by Dash. She drops it off to her teammate, taken back. And again, it's those types of games where, I mean, the Mavericks are playing so well, it's almost as if they have, 5 more players on the field than they would normally have, because their defense has been brilliant. They have had those 4 back there, and then on offense, they just seem to be everywhere. Because there's a takedown. And DeMitch is not happy. Not having the same success that her brother experienced in the first game.
Take a look at this, Ben. Brunswick had 2 fouls called them in the first half. So far, they've gotten 5 called them in the second half so far.
Little frustration.
So a little frustration, a little bit turn of the tide right here, because Manchester Valley had 6 in the first half against them and only 1 in the second half. So
DeMitch will try to do it herself here. She's got 3 defenders to go through. Does poke that ball through. Still fighting for this ball as DeMitch works against the far sideline. Nice poke out by the defense, and that's how you stop a premier goal scorer like Dara DeMitch. It'll still be a throw in here coming for the Railroaders. They send it into the box. Goes out of bounds off of Brunswick, so Manchester Valley ball.
I think I'm hearing my first Vuvuzela of this state tournament.
Wouldn't be a state title game without it. 4:10 to go in this game. At times running out for the Brunswick Railroaders. Again, at the conclusion of this game, we will go into a brief post-game show. Give you a look at the trophy ceremony here, and then the next one not scheduled till 5, so there'll be a little break in between games. You can go ahead, go grab your dinner. Come back to the computer as that shot gets stopped by Gutierrez. Another good look for Manchester Valley. And partner, is there any dramatic changes that need to happen here for Brunswick? I mean, obviously they're going to get as many offensive players up there as possible, but with the way, there's a tough collision there. But the way that the Mavericks have played on defense, it appears if Brunswick leaves too many people up there on offense, next thing you know, Manchester Valley is going to have another shot on goal.
Well, I mean, just looking at it right now, but they just need to change their formation up right now. They're getting some people up, but it's not a lot of people. Let's just say that. I mean, they got. I'm just lost for words right now. I can't. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you that they didn't change the formation up, get a little more attacking up there, 1 or 2 less defenders, and then they should have a good chance to knock this a 1-goal deficit so far.
About 2:45 left to go. No, I understand what you're saying. It just.
Oh, did you? I couldn't understand myself, to be honest with you.
As Brunswick will send that back on the offensive side, trying to work against Kayla Johnson. She's definitely a tough physical player. She's been, as you mentioned, she's had her open opportunities this game. Her teammates were really unable to get it to her a whole lot. As a little misstep by Maddie Wheeler leads to an opportunity here for the Mavericks, sent towards midfield, taken down by Stepler as she tries to send it back up. Nicole Parsons fighting against Alex Carhart. Sent back up by the Mavericks. Time really running out now, under 2 minutes to go. There's got to be kind of a little bit of desperation here out of Brunswick, partner, because there's just no time here.
I mean, I just don't see any desperation in them right now. They still got the fight. They're fighting for all these balls, but so far I only see 2 or 3 attackers up there. That's not really like helping them because they have 4 defenders in Manchester Valley. So looking at it right now, they just need to have more attacking situations. And right now they're just trying to possess the ball, which they don't have any time to do.
That one goes off a defender.
Brunswick once again cheering. Trying to get their team back in this ball game. Manchester Valley making another good run. And the chance come out, but the game is not over yet. Still got a minute left, folks. Manchester Valley trying to get another goal on there and put the dagger.
About 50 seconds left. Manchester Valley Mavericks trying to three-peat here. Time just, again, for Brunswick, they had some looks. So they had a goal by the Mitch, but again, just being overpowered by Manchester Valley's. One of the Railroaders falls to the turf. That was DeMitch. Tough way for the senior to go out. 13 seconds to go. DeMitch will have one look. She'll just go ahead and loft that towards the goal. That almost went in as it went just above the crossbar. And that should bring us to the end here. We'll take a break, but congratulate the Manchester Valley Mavericks on their state title win, 3-1 over the Brunswick.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
So congratulations to them as they celebrate. There's that final there. Manchester Valley 3, Brunswick 1. The Class 1A Girls State Championship game here on the MPSSAA Network. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, the post-game show here. Again, congratulations to the Manchester Valley Mavericks.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back here to the MPSSAA post-game show. Again, your final here for the girls' state title game, Class 1A. The Manchester Valley Mavericks 3, Brunswick Railroaders 1. And partner, this was, again, a situation where Manchester Valley, I mean, we know how dominant they have been, but at the same time, they were down at the beginning of this game. Brunswick had gotten that first goal. They had gotten that lead, and it appeared that for Brunswick, they might have a decent shot at knocking off the champs. But for Manchester Valley, those 2 goals to end the first half just changed everything.
Exactly. When Brunswick had the lead, they were playing well, and then they just let the foot off the pedal right there. Come 4 minutes left in that first half, and Manchester Valley opened up the floodgates, had 2 goals in the last 4 minutes of that first half. Second half was really all in Manchester Valley's favor. They kept the possession, had countless shots on goal, and pretty much overall more than Brunswick. Brunswick only had 2 shots in that whole entire second half, which ended up being detrimental in their whole entire comeback chance. And overall, the physicality of this game was astronomical in how certain plays were played out and how certain teammates were I guess you can say hustling the balls and so on and so forth, trying to win against their opposing team. But congratulations to the Manchester Valley Mavericks, because they came out on fire in that second half, putting shots on net, trying to keep possession. But Brunswick has to keep their heads up high, because they got to this point as their counterparts in the boys team. They both got to the state title game. One came out with a victory, and the other one actually came out with another victory in the same sense of getting to the state title game. That's an accomplishment all on its own, and they cannot hang their heads on that.
And again, remember that this was the rematch of the 2011 state title game. The Mavericks won that one 4-1. This one almost a mirror image, 3-1. So for Brunswick, you definitely got to think that they'll remember this game, and they'll definitely try to get back to this position next year and try to take on, because Manchester Valley, they might be back in the exact same spot. So congratulations to them. That takes us about to the end of our broadcast here as a trophy presentation goes on here at UMBC. And so we'll be back at around 5 o'clock for the boys 2A state title game between the Queen Anne's Lions and the Marriott's Ridge Mustangs. For my partner, Mike Cerrone, it's been fun doing these two games with you. I got the relief pitcher coming in, Brittany Callahan, stepping onto the mic for the next two games, but it was fun doing these games. I know, hopefully I know you're going to be doing some volleyball stuff, I believe, later in this week for playonsports.com, so be sure to look around for that. So any final thoughts here before we head to break?
We just had a great day here in Maryland on the campus at UMBC, Baltimore College, the University of Maryland, Baltimore College. The Retrievers have a great setup here. They accommodated us well, us two troublemaker guys. We're a handful, but you know what? They accommodated us well here at UMBC. We had a great day. It's great to be back from school and helping you out, Ben. We've reunited once again, the dynamic duo, but so far these two soccer games so far have been great. We have 2 more left to go. Those AA ones are ready to rock and roll, and you know what? You and Brittany are going to have a great time, and I appreciate you having me, bud.
Thank you for being on this broadcast. We're going to step aside for a while. 5 o'clock start for the boys 2A championships. Got plenty of games left here on the MPSSAA network.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.